to deal with a control freak. In a video that we dropped just a week ago, we gave you the 7 psychological signs that you might be a control freak. Or you can also use those 7 psychological signs that you're dealing with a control freak. So let's say that you're not the control freak. How do you deal with the other people who are too controlling who are in your life? We're going to have 5 steps for you today. So I want you to get a pen, paper, something to take notes with. And if you don't have anything to take notes with, open the comments section and you can just type them in here. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up so you can go back to your liked videos and find your notes. And while you're clicking around, would you please subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll get notifications whenever we drop videos like this to help you live a happier, lower stress life. We'll be right back with those 5 ways to deal with a control freak without losing your mind.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
Is there a control freak in your life? Do you live with this person? Is it your neighbor? Is it your coworker? A lot of us deal with people who have different levels of controlling behavior. But if you are routinely around someone who's just so controlling that it hurts your self-esteem, that it's damaging your self-image, that it causes a lot of stress and anxiety, then there is something that you can do about it. There are 5 steps that I'm going to teach you today. But first you need to figure out, are you dealing with a control freak to begin with? Like I said just a second ago, we did drop a video just a week ago about 7 signs of a control freak. But here's just a quick little test. Is this person a perfectionist who gets really uncomfortable and agitated in situations that they can't control? If they get really uncomfortable, agitated, angry in situations that they can't control, that's probably the short version of the test. Yes, they are. They may just be having a bad day, but usually if there's an uncontrollable situation, someone doesn't become like violent or overly upset. They'll just kind of deal with it because, life. But that's a sign that you're dealing with a control freak. Okay, so how to deal with the control freak is an entirely different matter. Number 1, understand that you are in control of your time. And you can limit your time and limit the way that you interact with this person. I realize that it may be impossible to just avoid this person. Otherwise, why are you watching this? Because you're just going to avoid them and poof, solution. But now you're arming yourself with real things that you can take out to help you whenever you encounter people like this. Because if you do have a control freak in your life that you can avoid, congratulations, you're going to find another control freak within the year probably, but you're going to interact with these people either on a short-term or a long-term basis. So just understand that if there is something that you can control, it is how you invest your time. And so make sure that you're limiting your time in that specific way. Number 2, use assertive body language. We're going to be doing several videos upcoming this fall on body language to communicate empathy, to communicate confidence, things like that. So I'll just give you a couple of tips here, not too much of a spoiler, but assertive body language. Let's just talk about standing or sitting. You want to make sure that your back is straight, not like straight like a board, not stiff. You don't want to be stiff. You definitely want to have relaxation. And here you don't want to be wearing your shoulders for earrings. Let's put those babies down where they belong. You want to make sure that you are balanced, that you're not tilting to one side or another, especially when you're standing. You don't want to be shifting from one side of your body to the next. Just, nice, even, balanced, straight, and make sure that you look people straight in the eye. If you are looking people straight in the eye and you're relaxed, it's going to be like this. If you're looking people straight in the eye and you're tense, it's going to look like this. So, another reason to keep the relaxation, because the tense look is a bit intense. All right. Number 3, understand that you have boundaries and you have limits. And every single day of your life, you teach people how they are allowed to treat you in the next moment. I'm going to say that again. Every day of your life, you teach people how they are allowed to treat you in your next moment. So if I put up with inappropriate negative behavior from you today, and I just kind of don't have the assertive body language, then you may think that you can get away with that tomorrow. So make sure that the way that you carry yourself is teaching people day in, day out what your boundaries are. I feel sometimes as though I'm a very structured person who has pretty strict limits on how I'll spend my time, where I'll invest my time, with whom I'll invest my time. And recently I heard a couple people describing me, a couple of my friends, and one person said that how flexible and kind I am. And I was like, really? I'm flexible, because I have very organized. And I don't feel like I'm flexible, but I can be flexible within that organization. And then the other person said, yeah, and make sure that I was kind of like overhearing this, and make sure that you're always truthful around her. Like, people know I have a boundary with things that aren't truthful. They know that I have boundaries with my time, but I can be flexible, and that I'm kind. So make sure that the way that you live your life communicates the boundaries that you want other people to live by when it comes to how they communicate with you. If you have questions specifically on boundaries, we literally have an entire course on boundaries at GILD Coaching, and we can coach you through it. You can go through it on your own, but just check the description below for a link to that course page. It's called Freedom by Design. It's everything that you need for boundaries. We also have a free boundary assessment that is linked below as well. All right. Number 4. Now you've got to put your thinking cap on for this one. This one's a little bit more difficult, and it's going to, for some people who are not empaths, but it's going to require that you pull up a little bit of empathy, okay? You've got to remind yourself why that person is acting like that to begin with. Why is the control freak a control freak? They think that they're projecting confidence and, whatever, that they know what they're doing. But underneath, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of brokenness. Otherwise, they wouldn't be acting like that. So just reminding yourself that this person is hurt, this person is broken, can help. I recently had a session with a client, and I explained to him the way that I dealt with a very unpleasant man early in my career who was always very, very nasty to me and some other coworkers of ours. And I made up a visualization exercise to use whenever he communicated in a negative or inappropriate way. I would visualize him in one of two situations, either as a little boy who had just fallen with like bloody knees and very upset, or as an adult with all of his bones broken in traction and full body cast. So what did that do? Well, the next time when I started doing this, the next time that he came up and he was, whatever, inappropriate, I reminded myself, this guy is broken. Only hurt people on purpose. Hurt people who are hurting, hurt others. So I had to remind myself of that hurt. So usually I'd visualize the broken body, because that, like, golly, how gentle would you be with someone with broken bones head to toe in body cast and in traction? Like, so gentle, right? So when this broken person would be so ugly to me, I would answer with gentleness, because I kept reminding myself why he was so ugly. I didn't say, you're better than him because he's ugly and you're not. No. I brought up my empathy, I brought up my compassion, and I put it to use. And it took just a couple weeks of me doing that before he stopped talking to me in that way, because I was living my boundaries. I was showing him how he was allowed to treat me. I was kind to him, but I didn't take his crap. All right, and number 5, and I also have a tool, I believe that it's linked in the description below, I believe I have a tool that can help you with this one. Number 5, practice saying no. I mean, like, even if you don't need to, for the next week, just play with any ancillary requests that you get that you don't really have to do. Just say no to them. Just see how it feels. So many of us are so terrible at saying no. There is a tool that we have. If it's not linked below, write me a message in the comments. Hey, it's not linked below. Give me a link. there's a tool that we developed, oh gosh, 5 or 6 years ago called How to Say No Without Saying No. So it was specifically a communication tool for people who are uncomfortable saying no. And it's ways to give the no without using that dirty little 2-letter word. But it is a word that you need to be comfortable with. And another thing that I like reminding people, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. You can just say no. All right, those are the 5 ways that you can start right now dealing with the controlling perfectionist in your life so that you have sanity. If this video has been of help to you, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button for me, please. And please also hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you'll find out the next time that we drop a video like this to help you live a life with lower stress and more success. See you next time.